Hey Irish fans, I'm Avery White.
I'm Rohr.
And we are here with a recap of one of the biggest events of the summer. That's right, the US Open concluded in New York this weekend at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yes, and first we are going to take a look at the women's final between Coco Gauff and Sabalenka. Avery?
Yes. On Saturday afternoon, 19-year-old Florida native Coco Gauff defeated Aryna Sabalenka, but not without a fight, I must say. After losing the first set 6-2, Coco remained very strong mentally and really did not seem to waver in confidence. That being said, with the support of an American crown behind her, Coco used her mental stability to come back in the second set, leaving Sabalenka to bear all of the pressure. I do really think this came down to mental strength, as we can see Sabalenka becoming increasingly frustrated, especially with the crowd against her. She then took a medical timeout amidst the third set to have her left leg massaged, but that did not prove to be enough. Straight from there, Coco was able to take advantage of her home court in the U.S., as well as Sabalenka's dwindling confidence, and secure the final two sets of the match. After accepting her trophy, Coco thanked the Williams sisters for the inspirations that they are and for making the dream more believable.
I mean, they're the reason why I have this trophy today, to be honest. They've allowed me to believe in this dream. Growing up, there wasn't too many just black tennis players dominating the sport.
But Sabalenka did not go home empty-handed either. Instead, she moved up to the #1 spot in the WTA rankings, making this her first time achieving this position.
Then the next day we saw the men's final between Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev. Could this match have been a battle of stamina? A battle of the wills? Novak wins the match in straight sets, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3. And this, could have been due to the fact that Medvedev had just won a grueling match against #1 ranked player in the world, Carlos Alcaraz. It didn't let him start the match with as much intensity as he would have liked to. And Novak, had just won a straight set, and let's be honest here, straightforward match against Cinderella semifinalist American Ben Shelton. I say this because we saw 2 years ago in the US Open final, Medvedev come out of the gates firing against Djokovic and actually beat him in straight sets when it was Djokovic who had the much more grueling tournament and entire season going for that calendar year Grand Slam, playing a bunch of tournaments that year. Now we saw the flip side where Djokovic had all the stamina and Medvedev was really tired out. You see, even in the first point of the entire match, this test of stamina, with the 36-year-old Novak winning a near 20-ball rally against the 27-year-old Medvedev on an unforced error. Djokovic also won 84% of his net points to Medvedev's 73%, using a serve and volley tactic that did him a lot of good. Medvedev also stood incredibly far back on his returns, allowing this strategy to succeed even further, and causing Medvedev to only win 31% of his returning points.
Yes, definitely a very historic US Open on both the men's and women's sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Novak getting to number 24, most for any man all time, tying Margaret Court, nearing that most out of anyone all time, and Coco getting the Americans back on the board at the US Open with wins. Absolutely electric. I know it was in my dorm room. I can only imagine what it was like in Arthur Ashe Stadium.
For sure. It was definitely a great experience in my dorm room as well. It was great to see Coco up there receiving her trophy from Billie Jean King, who fought for that equal pay 50 years ago for men and women, especially in the sport of tennis. Just a very emotional, beautiful moment out there.
Yeah. Well, that's it from us. Back to the desk.